What's up everybody? Welcome back for another week of Momentum WOD training. My name is Brandon. Today I'm going to guide you through the first of 3 Fortify System WODs of the week. Forge a powerful and resilient body with anti-glycolytic kettlebell training. Today's Fortify System WOD will be much like many we have performed in the past, where we'll perform 10 sets of 10 repetitions of a specific exercise and then move on to a strength-based movement after that. For a 10x10 sequence, we'll be starting with a one-arm kettlebell swing for which we'll be alternating sides each set. You'll perform 10 repetitions on a given side each round. After that, we're going to move to a kettlebell complex where we chain together several different movements into one fluid motion. For that sequence, we're going to be performing a row to a clean to an overhead press. Last week you saw the row to clean in one of your Evolve System WODs, and today we're going to build off of that and make it a more complex and even more functional movement. Row to clean to overhead press. You'll perform 5 repetitions on each side, each set, 5 times through. After you finish that, you are done with the workout. I'll guide you through it as we go. We're going to start off with 10 repetitions of the one-arm swing on the right-hand side. Good luck today. So something I recommend every time we perform one-arm ballistic kettlebell exercises is the use of chalk. Chalk will help you to maintain your grip strength when your hands get sweaty and as your forearms fatigue, and as a result, it will help to prevent any injuries of overtraining and any extra strain on your elbows, wrists, or hands. I highly recommend you use chalk for this workout, and if you don't own any, I suggest you invest in some as soon as you're done today. For those that are new to kettlebell training and those of you who are just joining us here at Momentum WOD, one of the things that we try to place a special emphasis on with every set for a ballistic kettlebell exercise is what's called the hike. The movement that gets the kettlebell off the ground is a fundamental and important part of each and every set. Make sure that you're doing it right because it's going to keep you safe. The one-arm swing is a fundamental movement that builds power and coordinates full body biomechanics. As with most ballistic kettlebell exercises, the one-arm swing is a movement that is based off of hinging the hips, sending the hips back, and then driving through the heels to powerfully extend the hips to a tall, standing, neutral position. Adhering to this principle will make sure that you get the most out of your kettlebell swings during this workout. We're moving to 10 repetitions on the left side next. So what do you do with your free hand when performing a one-arm swing? The opposite hand can mimic the motion of the swinging arm, generating momentum for the follow-through, creating a fist or shielding the face at full extension, or as Anna is demonstrating in the video, you can tap the handle of the bell at the apex of the motion. Make sure not to exaggerate the motion of the free hand, potentially offsetting your balance or rhythm of the swinging movement. You're halfway done with swings. You have a minute of rest before you move back to the left-hand side. Kettlebell swing can serve many different purposes depending on the type of workout you're performing, but one thing is constant regardless. The swing is an exercise of power development. Be sure to keep your movement linear and efficient, but explosive with every repetition. Doing so will translate directly to your Jiu Jitsu endeavors. The one-arm swing varies from the two-arm swing for obvious reasons. It's a unilateral movement, and as a result, the one-arm swing is a slightly more difficult variation of the exercise that requires extra stabilization from the opposite side of the body to maintain balance and coordination. That's 9 sets of swings down and 1 more to go. You have a minute of rest before we close out this portion of the workout. Alright, we're done with kettlebell swings, and now we're going to move on to the row to clean to overhead press. For this movement, you're going to start with the row. Much like you would with a dumbbell, you're going to perform a bent over row. Then you're going to take 2 small steps backwards, hike the kettlebell between your legs, and clean it to a front rack position. Maintain and control that position for a moment before pressing the kettlebell overhead, returning it to a front rack position, back between the legs, back to the ground, and 2 steps forward. Then you're going to perform that 4 more times on the same side, and then switch to the opposite side for 5 repetitions. If you're using an appropriate weight, this should be challenging, but over the course of the set, if you find that your form starts to become compromised, particularly with the overhead press, I want you to either switch up to a push press or stop your repetitions for that exercise. Form is the most important thing. Let's not get sloppy. Alright, so that's 1 round down and 4 more to go. As with every set, you're given a minute of rest in between now and the next round, but for this exercise in particular, I don't mind if you pause the video and take a little bit more time. I want you to make sure you're doing this right, so if you need more time to rest, take it. So when performing the row to clean to overhead press, what skills are you building that translate to your Jiu Jitsu performance? The row is a fundamental movement of muscular strength and endurance. It will help to build grip strength and pulling power. The clean is a full body movement that will build mechanical efficiency in your ability to extend and develop power through that range of motion. Particularly, this translates to hip escapes and creating distance when somebody is on top of you. Lastly, the overhead press is a movement that will build shoulder strength and stability. This will translate to an increase in pressing power, creating distance between you and your adversary, and helping to prevent injury when you're training. On top of that, this exercise will help you develop your metabolic endurance, and altogether, it does just about everything. 3 rounds of this movement down and 2 more to go. This is the home stretch. Stay focused and finish this thing out strong. Alright, you've made it this far and this is it. Your last set coming up. Row to clean to overhead press. 5 repetitions each side and then you are done with this workout. As always, let me see you make this last set your best set. When you put that kettlebell away for the day, leave it there with no regrets. Let's get it.